here we go. Another match between these two veterans here in the One League Monthly. And still, yeah, as we have Tiberius versus Pure Tanner. First Armored versus 5th Panzer. Classic matchup lately as well. We have seen that matchup quite a couple of times now. So the Bundeswehr versus the British Army here, with good couple of Leo 2A3s here from the get-go on Airport. Airport, obviously, really a map where armored units can function quite nicely, where they can put a lot of impact with their tanks onto all these open line of sights. Up here, it's not as easy. You can still do it from around here or from back here, but obviously the buildings are a bit more the playground of infantry. Still, the 4 sectors in the middle, three of them a bit more focused towards armor, only one of them a bit more focused towards infantry, so a bit more of a mechanized map for sure. And so the 2 picks make sense. Gonna be interesting to see how it goes. M48's here for Tanner in the south as well. Both of these players did win their first week games. Joker Tart here beaten by Tanner, and Guard X-Rams beaten by Tiberius Rancor. So both in a pretty good position here to go deep in the tournament. And we're gonna see in a second how it all goes. Alouette coming around. Fuchs Rajid, interesting here. Tanner, we have seen him use these guys a couple of times by now. They are cheap, they have exceptional optics. So yeah, interesting little recon unit. Not sure how well they really function. Gonna see how it goes for Tanner here. One of them here for a bit of optics on the flanks. Could even consider maybe bringing them around real deep into the enemy lines here. Obviously, their stealth, though, not the best, so you still have to be careful of them there. But they see a lot. They do see quite a bit. We have Leo 2A3s here in this absolute blob. Jaegers as well. Panzer Grenadiers in Martyrs. Whilst on the other side, 1 Chieftain on each side. We have a Dark Neutron opener here. At hand, 2 Chieftain CVs. And a couple of warriors with Milans. And then the big advantage that first UK gets, coming in here with Terrier Paras and their little Bedfords in trucks moving in here towards the center. The forward deploy, really the big advantage that this division gets over other armored formations. Its tanks obviously not half bad either, but these guys here getting into nice spots is gonna be a bit frustrating to deal with 5th Panzer. But 5th Panzer focused on the open ground, completely ignoring the Zulu point, even leaving the Papa point somewhat open to push. So it's all about Foxtrot, Echo, and Bravo here for Tanner. And we see more transport Panzers, Fuchs Milans here, bringing Panzer Grenadiers to the front line. So that's gonna be interesting. A lot of Milan 1 ATGMs gonna fly around here, it seems. Whilst on the other side, we have a Harrier HE coming in already. Gonna try to shoot down those little recon choppers. AA on the other side, Roland and Gepard, so Harrier will need to be careful. Harrier only having 8 hit points, so it's a rather vulnerable little plane. Alouette, perfect micro there. Landing and then getting just off the ground before the bombs dropped. So Alouette actually surviving that. Great micro here by Tanner, keeping the little helicopter alive there. As Transport Panzer Fuchs here rushing forward. We have the Roland 3s over here moving around as well. As we have a couple of Eagers here in the front line. Eagers with Panzerfaust sitting around. Don't get any others. No Carl Gustav or Jägers without AT in 5th Panzer. Tornado HE here coming in. Tanner using them quite a lot. And they might find their target here. Milan going down at least. SAS Patrol just gets out of there in time, but Milan 2 kill still important. It's a pretty obnoxious spot to deal with, that building, so a good hit there for the tornado. No AA network up here for the first armor to really deal with that. We might see some tornado AA in the long run here, but they're not on the battlefield just yet. Jäger Panzerfaust moving forward. We see a good couple of Panzergrenadiers here rolling in as well. Unloading, trying to deal with the Terrier Paras here. Leo 2A3 coming in with some kills though. They outclassed the Chieftain Mark 11s here a good bit as well. 18-15 versus 20-16. And plus rate of fire advantage on the Leo 2A3 as well. Accuracy is similar, but yeah, the extra 2-pen and the extra frontal armor for sure will make a difference there. Plus the rate of fire obviously being really important there as well. So Tiberius will have to be careful there. If you get the first hit with the Chieftain and then the Leo doesn't get a hit on you, the situation might be a bit different, and that's actually what happens here. Milan with some good stress could help out even further. Yeah, the Leo misses the second shot as well, so good RNG here, plus good moment to take the engagement here for Tiberius. Gets the ATGM on target, which helps out with the stress massively. Leo 2A3 here has to disengage. Challenger 2 now coming in as well. F4 FAA in the skies. Leo 2A3 down in the south here, together with the M48 and the Leo 1A5, will deal with the Terrier Power for sure. Milan 2 though might have to say something about this CV. Coming in, will one-shot it with its hits. It misses though. Fortunate for Tanner there. Losing a CV in this moment would be pretty painful. Tornado Cluster coming in here for the Chieftain command. Chieftain trying to move out of the way. Will still get some damage, but will stay alive for now. Tornado gets hit once, but will be able to get out alive. F4F versus Harrier will be an interesting matchup there as well. Whilst we have some Gazelle rockets getting some nice kills here on the Panzer Grenadiers. The Leo 2A3 had to be brought back quite far into the rear. Fliegerfaust and Rolands will get some kills here. Harrier not surviving this engagement either. Yeah, the Harrier's not gonna have an easy time in this matchup. Challenger Mark II arriving on the front line though. Chieftain will be repaired. Challenger Mark III coming in as well. So the Challenger front line here becoming real. I wonder if we're gonna see Jaguars anytime soon. Oh, also, ooh, Tiberius Rancor with a gnarly flank, already killing a couple of transports here. Couple one that moved to the front lines, a couple ones that moved back. So these transports that were sold, not too important, but still, the Hellarm for sure has paid off by now. Trying to find more targets here. Unimox coming to the front line. Each of them would be a nice kill as well. Alarm now gonna aim up. And most likely gonna find a kill here. Yeah, killing off the supply of Tanner. Gnarly play by Tiberius Rancor there. Tanner too busy on the front line to realize what's happening there. Milan 2 here, pretty scary for example. So has to micro around that. And the Hellarm still one missile in its holster, and it could find the Lars here. That would be a nice find for it. It is indecisive about what to shoot. It seems to be having issues with spotting things. As I have no idea what exactly is going on, why it can't shoot anything here. I believe it really might be a spotting issue. As the Lars goes a path where it can be hit though. And the Hellarm now aiming on top of it. Losing line of sight there in the last second as well though. Firing a missile, but that one is now at max range. Not gonna find a hit there. So Lars will survive. Still, Hellarm did its job there. Did a fine enough job, paying more than double already. So could maybe have been even more devastating, but still painful enough already. We have the Challenger Mark 3 with some warriors behind it, moving up here now as well. League of Faust being killed off. Challenger moving around. Leo 2A3 under fire together with the Fuchses. Milans will be putting a lot of stress if they hit, which is pretty important when dealing with Challengers. Challenger now stressed out. Rate of fire will drop a good bit at there already. Accuracy as well. So the Leo 2A3 would win that head-on here most likely now. Stresses out the Challenger even further, but Chieftains and Challengers coming in over here as well. The Fuchs gonna be in trouble here too. BO 105 with a hot 2 though. That's a pretty scary ATGM. ATGMs flying everywhere here. Couple of BOs with hot 2 missiles trying to go for the Challenger. Not finding them just yet. Challenger Mark 3 sitting down here. Challenger is disengaging. Leo 2A3 finds a hit there. Tornado HE bomber coming along one more time, but not dropping its bombs, and that's a lot of damage already. Forced back here by the drag drop here. Whilst Leo 2A3 number 3 comes onto the battlefield here. One in the south, one in the north here. This one gonna go into the center. Milan 2 aiming up onto the units over here now. Papa still in danger. That's the risky plan that Tanner played with when focusing on the middle and the south here. Risking to get pushed all the way into their back cap here. So we're gonna see how this goes. Good play so far. Moving back slowly. And Grenadiers engaging up in the north. Challenger Mark 3 here on the flank. Pretty scary unit. Para Milan 2 coming around for the building over here. We'll have a great line of sight there. Leo 2A3 moving forward. Fuchs Razit in a pretty good spot as well. Alarm finally gets killed off before it can reload. Tried to go back home. F4F. AAP find the kill there. Area Para trying to push over the open into the Panzergrenadier. Will get pushed, will get the push through. Whilst Fuchs Razit moving around the flank here, trying to get some intel on the enemy positions. The Fuchs Razit over here, going for a nice spot as well to try to have a good overview over the whole reinforcement path of the enemy. Leo 2A3 engaging the Terrier power over here before they can finish off the Panzer Grenadiers. Putting some stress there. They still most likely gonna finish the job here though. Pretty stressed out. Panzer Grenadiers will go down in the end though. Warrior Milan side-shotting potentially there. Lucky time there for Tanner. Not getting side-shotted on this one. Having to disengage. Bringing more units in. It's only one Leo 2A3 here right now. Whilst on the other side we have a lot of Challengers and Chieftains and Warriors pushing forward. So this Leo 2A3 has to run for its life. Damage coming in here now. Challenger firing onto the Sicherungs. The Sicherungs already pretty stressed out there. Leo 2A3 from over here being supportive. Alouette recon helicopter coming around. We have double Lars setting up for barrage onto the Challenger. If they get the stress on there, that would be pretty helpful. Then the Leos might be able to do some damage again, but we have some Milan 2s in gnarly positions here as well, so the Leo's movement is relatively limited here. Whilst the Leo 2A3 does fall back. Fuchs Razit finds some intel. Lars did fire a couple of rockets, but the units moved already too far. Yeah, Tanner not firing the full salvo there, as that wouldn't have worked out. The BO 105 helicopter here coming in as defensive units with their Hot 2 missiles again. Leo 2A3 getting involved into the action as well. Challenger gets hit a couple of times here. Does smoke off, is stunned though. Armed rifles under fire. Tornado coming in. Roland's trying to get some damage there. Can find the kill into the Tornado AA. Good kill there. Leo to A3s. Engaging the Warrior. One of the BO helicopters going down. Warrior will make it out alive. Challenger not wanting to take the fight any further, as we have 3 Leo to A3s here now. Infantry pushing deeper though, and Tiberius about to get the plus 4 here by capturing the rear zone. One of the Leo to A3s bites the dust. Chieftains under fire. Jäger Aufklärer might be able to kill off the Scimitar here. Gets a good hit with the first Panzerfaust. The Leo versus Challenger fight here, pretty real as well. Lars helping out with some rockets. Helping out, stressing the enemy. But Leo 2A3 not in the greatest spot here. More BO helicopters trying to come around. Tractor Pierdo pushing forward. Tornado HEs could find the kill here. On to the Chieftain. No, they will miss. They will hit some infantry. The Challenger damaged by the cluster, killed off there by the cluster. Oh no, actually still alive. So is the Chieftain over here. Just barely though. BO helicopters trying to get the kill there. Not finding it just yet. All Challengers still alive. All pretty low. But the Leo not able to find them. Leo goes down to the cluster bomber of the Tornado cluster over here. So a W in the end still for Tiberius if these Challengers can be repaired. A couple of Bedfords will be necessary here. Stolly, the new little British supply truck coming in here now. But the Challengers, they still live, and that's a pretty big problem for Tanner. Might be able to find actually kill even with a Lars here. Lars, the weakest of the MLRS, the smallest rockets and the least HE there. Pretty puny rockets in general. Not doing super much damage, but they do a decent amount of stress, and this amount of HE they could potentially finish off. Challenger is now getting repaired though, and that's a problem. They're gonna come back soon again. Leo 2A4 being brought back. Tanner at least able to get a CV back in here. Still heavily under pressure. Has the Fuchs Razit for some recon in the rear. Leo 2A3 from over here got moved around by now as well. Coming in here to try to hold the front line over here. No pushes in this direction. Challengers and Milan's too strong to be pushed into, especially without any artillery support. Leo 2A4 coming up. A bit extra penetration, a bit extra frontal armor will help out for sure in these fights against Challengers. Quite equal those tanks in general when it comes to damage output and armor. Challenger 3 with the extra 2 hit points. The 2A4 with better rate of fire and 1 extra penetration. F4F going down here. Tornado does survive. Tornado cluster coming in once more. Coming in for the Leo 2A3. Roland still reloading. Gephardt went down. Leo 2A3 moving out of the way though. Gets damaged still a bit, gets stunned, but no Challenger right now in range to deal with. Another Leo 2A4 coming up. SAS patrol being dealt with. Leo 2A3 missing the Warrior. Well, it's Challengers and Warriors pushing forward over here. Stress on the Leo 2A3 pretty real by now. Gets hit another time, goes really low there. As the Jägers here in a pretty bad spot as well. Will just get completely annihilated there by the autocannons. Warriors gonna kill them off. Meanwhile, Lars will force these units to move, will stress them out. Might allow the Leo 2A3 to do some damage, as there is a Challenger Mark II in there as well. And the Leo is better than that. Has the better penetration by a good bit. And a lot of tornadoes coming in the sky as well here. Trying to help out with all of this. Warrior goes down to the Leo. Couple more units moving forward. As Tanner is just barely holding out in the rear zone here. Leo 2A3 is now aiming up. Challenger gets hit. Warriors trying to put some Milan missiles in here. Stressing out the Leo a bit, but going down to the shot there. It's only a Milan 1, so it's more about the stress than the damage really. On each of the hits frontally here. Milan 2's by now coming in here though. And once they have a killing zone on Tanner's forces here, it's gonna become problematic. Next warrior is going down though. Finally some decent trades here for Tanner. The Lars keeping the stress high on the Challenger in the north. Challenger Mark III. Moving around in the south though. Getting a good hit here on the Leo 2A3. Leo 2A3 needs to smoke off, needs to get the hell out of there. Milan finds some damage here. Leo 2A3 finds the tractor up here. That's pretty big as well. Another tractor up here, rolling right into its gun range. Gets missed this time around, but Tiberius not reacting here. Will lose this most likely as well. Yes, second tractor up here goes down as well, and that's a big weakening of the air defense here. Meaning that the tornadoes will get even less punishment when coming in here now. And that's gonna be a problem. Basically, Tiberius now needs tornado AAs ready behind all of this to be able to deal with that, as he's pushed so deep into the enemy here, so close to the enemy air spawn, that dealing with them is gonna be tough. Jäger Aufkleber goes down. Leo 2A force pushing forward. Dealing with the armored rifles here. Milan 2 missiles though coming in. Do miss. Warrior going down. Challenger pushing forward. Chieftain pushing in as well. Challengers over here get the kill onto some more Fuchses. As the Leo 2A3's damaged here, trying to come in as well. The Lars constantly keeping the stress on the enemy. Not really killing much, but doing their best here to do some damage, both sides. Yeah, the Challenger here being stunned down. Leo 2A3 gets gunned down though. Challenger with the side shot here. So the Leos can't follow it up. Warrior gonna die over here. Both sides still taking some losses. As we get some 155mm Feldhaubitze onto the battlefield as well. Those can do a good bit more damage. Oh, great cluster run though. Leo 2A4 in a lot of trouble. The Leo 1A5 just barely making it out there. Tornado is damaged though, as the Challenger not able to follow it up. Leo 2A4 will be able to disengage. The extra speed on the Leo 2A2s here pretty important in this matchup as well. Challenger pushing closer. As we have the tornado swarm from the other side coming around again. Clusters being spread everywhere. Chieftains here in trouble. Challenger up in the north in trouble as well. One Challenger goes down. Challenger in the north pretty damaged. Could be found as well. Challenger not able to find the Leo 2A3 over here. As more F4Fs come in as well. And yeah, the AA just not good enough here. Tornado AA fighting F4Fs. Tractor appears coming in against the F4Fs as well, but they get the tornado cluster beforehand. One more F4F goes down in the rear. The other one most likely will have to disengage, but the Challenger's in trouble here now. Whilst the Leo 2A3 still doing decently. One more goes down here though. The Challenger Mark III not going down without a fight for sure. Gets another shot off. Gets another heavy damage onto the Leo 2A4. Can it retaliate? It does miss. Challenger gets another shot out. Does miss as well though. And the Leo 2A4 this time with the damage onto the Challenger. Might have the next shot out quicker. Challenger will have to disengage there. Milan 2 out of ammo. Artillery onto the Challenger up here. Gets pretty heavy damage on top of it as well. It most likely gonna go down here. Just barely surviving. Warrior trying to push through here on top of the Lars. Challenger 3 finally going down here. Leo 2A4 pushing forward. Both still alive. Challenger Mark II over here would have to smoke off. It does go down to a Leo 2A4 as well. And yeah, the Milan without ammo over here. Big issue for Tiberius. If this would have had some more missiles here, the Leo 2A4s wouldn't have been able to move around nearly as much. Meanwhile, big infantry push from Tanner over here. A Challenger and some Harriers trying to stop this. The Challenger will be busy dealing with all the Fuchses though. F4Fs going down here, getting shut down by some tractor appears and javelins. Not really achieving much. Transport Panzer Fuchs taking heavy damage as well. The Panzergrenadiers just gonna get gunned down in a second here most likely. Spartan seeing the side here, more warriors coming in. Panzergrenadiers getting shot. Milan 2 not able to follow though. And the transport panzer Fuchs actually going through as the Challenger is focusing the Panzer Grenadiers. Leo 2A4 still alive. Another Challenger coming in here, but outside of that, only one other Challenger still alive. It's 2 Leo 2A4s versus 2 Challenger 2s. The Leo 2A4 is slightly better. The CV push in here with the Pioneer Führers, pretty costly for Tanner. Losing a lot of Panzer Grenadiers there. Ooh, getting some side shots with the Fuchs Milans though. And might get a side shot with the Panzer Grenadier here now as well. As one of the Fuchs Milans goes down. Second one gets another missile out though. Gets another hit. If the Panzer Grenadier can find a side shot with the Panzerfaust, that would be pretty big. And the Challenger actually is routed here. Gazelle rocket trying to come in. Panzer Grenadiers and Fuchs Milans actually finding the kill here on the Challenger. Fuchs Milan beating a Challenger Mark III. That's pretty painful here for Tiberius Rancor. Getting punished for not focus firing those two down. As the Panzer Grenadiers here really could barely do anything, but they make it through. They get a +2 out here now. Warriors coming along with Milans. More of them coming in. Couple more Chieftain Mark 9s now for the north, but they will struggle on the long range against the Leo 2A4. So it's gonna be an interesting fight here now. Jäger Aufklärer moving up north. 155mm. Trying to hit the track trap here. We see the Fuchs Milan over here. Not hitting. This time around, Rover has to be careful. Panzer Grenadier still around here. And the Leo 1A5 pushing up. A good couple of Leo 1A1s here being brought onto the battlefield as well. Game down to 15 minutes. Warrior coming in with the ATGM. Not hitting the Gepard. Tornado HE and Cluster coming along. Will do some damage there. Tornado might go down in the north. Yes, one of them gets found. The other one will get out alive. Still some kills there at least. Challengers and Chieftains pushing over here now. Leos falling over there now as well. The Warrior, the Milan 2s here not having missile anymore, really the biggest issue. One of the biggest issues here for Tiberius. That could have done so much work. And obviously losing all the Challenger Mark 3s by now. Pretty painful as well. Another one coming onto the battlefield here in the rear. Challengers over here, together with the Warriors, coming on towards the Panzer Grenadiers. The Rover really has to be careful there. Panzer Grenadier gonna jump on top of it in a second. Gonna get another Panzerfaust out. Oh! Trying to push through. Armored rifles. Getting on top of it though, stunning it down. Gonna get the kill there in a second. Pioneer Führer gonna go down here in a second as well. And then Tiberius Rancor will have control over this zone again. Panzer Grenadiers pushing forward. Leo 2A4s going really deep here. Mancut 6x6 moving around. A lot of Leo 1A1s. The LRS and the 155mm moving around as well. Challenger actually being the target there. Just need some damage, need some stress on those. Leo 2A4s finding a couple more targets here. Thanks to the Fuchs Razid fighting for them. As the Milan and the armored rifles here most likely gonna go down in a second. Panzer Grenadiers over here though getting melted as well. Being forced back out into the open. Challenger aiming up. Bedford supply truck. Most likely gonna go down there. Fuchs Milan not getting the kill of the first shot. Leo 1A1s will struggle against Challengers and Chieftains. Warrior pushing up. No Milan 2s on this side here. Type Tanner. Only the hot helicopters for some higher penetration ATGMs, and then the Fuchs Milans, but they are mostly out of ammunition. More BO 105s here with hot missiles. Tornado AA and Harrier HE coming in. The Harrier going right into the Lion's Den here. Most likely gonna die, but gets the kill on everything. The leader tank over here gets gunned down in the same time. Tornado AA in trouble, but so is the F4F here. Tornado Cluster coming in with a massive run as well. but most likely gonna get dodged there. Good reaction there by Tanner. Tornado Cluster not gonna hit the Leos. One of the big strengths of the Leos is that they can be agile against things like that. So good reaction there. Leos pushing towards the armored rifles there. Warrior, Milans, and Challenger still engaging here as well. No Milan 2s though. Challenger Mark III coming around, trying to get the side shot on any of these Leo 2s. Armored rifles still around as well. F4F goes down, but Tornado most likely gonna go down as well. Tornado Cluster coming in here for the Chieftains. Will find a hit onto the Chieftain Mark 11. Smoke coming out. As the Tornado Cluster is going down as well. So heavy losses on both sides. Artillery fire here coming in from the 155mm. Harrier HE bomber finding a Leo 2A4 over here. Heavy damage on all the other Leos, but one of the challengers over here went down as well. Only the Challenger Mark III left. It could find a kill into the Leo 1A5 though. Leo 1A1's pushed back by the Challenger and the Chieftain over here. And it's a +2 for Tiberius Rancor here right now. Super clutch game so far. Panzergrenadiers here going for some sneaky action onto the rear line as well. Tornado AA having the control over everything here. M48s helping out with some extra damage though. The BO helicopter from over here potentially could find the Challenger as well. Tornado out of ammunition. Only having its missile left. AM9M might be able to find this. Does miss. Unfortunate there. Challenger will have to disengage now. The Tornado AA actually goes down. Chieftains forced back as well. Whilst we see more Leo 2A4s coming in on the side of Tanner. For the central push here. Chieftains and Challengers pushed back. And the Challenger actually gets got by the Hot 2 here. Big loss. Only one Challenger remaining on the map. Another Fuchs Milan here with a gnarly side angle. Gets another amazing kill onto the Chieftain Mark 11. These Fuchs Milan plays by Tanner, absolutely fantastic. Jäger Aufklärer here having a lot of recon as well. Trying to allow a Leo 1A5 a back cap. We have a Scimitar and an armored rifle there. Some rifles with low 80s around as well. Milan 2 trying to get into a better spot to deal with this Leo 1A5. Just barely in range, so Tanner has to be careful there. Leo 1A5 coming around over here. Needs to recap the zone over here as the track drop here goes down to the Fuchs Milan as well. This unit here, absolutely gnarly. Really great play. We haven't seen these guys much in any other game so far in any tournament. Fuchs Milans, yes, sometimes they are a side unit, but here they're the absolute main character of this game so far. And they got some pretty gnarly kills here. 155mm artillery damaging the armored rifles over here. Leo 1A5 did go down to the Milan 2 though, so no rear capping here for Tanner. Gets the zone over here at least. Will stop the take with that, but has to get more points on the battlefield here. 9 minutes remaining. Pushing in. Chieftains in a decent spot. Challenger Mark III. Did it go down as well? Chieftain hunting back in the rear. Another Challenger coming in. Where's the Challenger Mark III that was over here? It might have already gotten killed. Leo 1A1s running into armored rifles. No normal rifle squadrons though. Leo leader already pretty low. But it's only laws. It's not law 80s. If those would have been law 80s, the Leo 1A5 already would have been dead. But the rifles all situated up here only. No Milans. Chieftains pushing forward though. No bombers. Hellarm ATGM helicopters coming in. Leo 1A1 exploding here. Chieftains coming around once more. Getting some heavy damage on top here. Leo 1A1's really not having their best day. Leo 2A3, 2A4 actually even helping out from the rear though. But the leader on the fire. Tornado cluster coming in here. Gonna find the kill. on that Leo. It's too stressed out to move away in time. And all Leo 1A1s going down. The center zone will be captured again. Tiberius will keep the lead for now. Does lose a couple more chieftains though. But that tornado cluster really doing the job well there. Leo 2A4 pushed back. Sicherung's pushing forward. Jäger's moving around in the north as well. Couple Pioneer flamethrowers coming up as well. Iltis leader potentially maybe could even push to Alpha, which is kind of hilarious that the Fuchs and the Panzer Grenadier here might have enabled a route where you could run through here into the Alpha zone. If you fit into the right spot. Another Challenger coming up. Hellarm going down to the Gepard. So Hellarm helicopters have to be a bit more careful there. Here in the rear, more Fuchs Milans with Pioneer Flamethrower coming up. The sheer ATGM spam here being pretty real. Milan ones flying in again. Chieftains moving around. Hellarm firing towards the Leo 2A4. Will get it a bailout. Massive hit there. Leo 2A4 stranded over here now. Armored rifles stressing out the other Leo 2A4. Not dealing any damage, but finding some good stress there. Another Leo 2A4 coming up though. We have another Leo 1A5 leader here. If that one goes down, then the leader options here are a bit more limited for Tanner. Still has an Iltis leader as a backup in the rear. M48 gets killed over here. Fuchs Milan trying to get a kill. Iltis leader actually going for some real line action here. But Warriors might be able to find it. Rover CP on the other side also being brought in for some Bravo and Foxtrot capturing. So both sides here really playing the tick game now. As +1 for Tanner at the moment. Would be enough if it would continue for the rest of the game here now. But just barely. And the Leo 1A5 obviously still pretty vulnerable in the middle here. Challengers and Chieftains all around. The bailout here pretty big. Mankat trying to get in range. If that Leo 2A4 can be brought back, that would obviously be massive. Fuchs going down. Over here, Chieftain pushing up. As we have the Tornado HE coming in. Roland not finding a hit. Leo only damaged though. Chieftain heavily hit by Leo 2A4 will go down. Challenger trying to move around. And the Iltis leader not getting got by the Warriors here. Has to be careful to not move out too early. As the Warriors actually will see it now. Iltis leader racing into its own death here. As the Warriors not having the best stabilizers though. Oh my goodness. Is it gonna survive? The Warriors not able to find the kill there. The Iltis leader actually will make it through here most likely. Another CV coming in, but that will be a lot of extra points here. Warrior not gonna be able to find the HGM here. Challenger Mark III and Chieftain go down in the middle. So only 2 more Chieftains remaining. Leo 2A4 not bailed out anymore. 3 Leo 2A4s, and it looks like Tanner might be able to do it. Alouette and Pa helicopter found the Hellarm over here and realized that something might be up. So the Rover in trouble. Iltis leader moving down here now to stop preventing any capture point shenanigans. Like it happens on the other side right now. And the Iltis Führer gets the point. And Tanner now on a +3, just overtaking Tiberius Rancor here in points. And this is going to be nigh impossible for Tiberius to recover from. Artillery onto the Rover CP here now as well. Another Rover CP will try to come in here. Try to capture this. Helicopter being gunned down, but Rover driving into the last fire here. Tornado HE coming around for it as well. Desperately tries to dodge everything here. Pretty low already though. And the Lars most likely gonna get it. Okay, the Tornado does finish the job. Tornado HE there versus Tornado AA. Pretty indecisive, but the capture is stopped. Leo 2A4 is coming for the Rover over here. And the +4 has Tanner now up a good bit in points. More than 150 points by now already. Rover CP trying to come around, trying to get the capture over here. Will stop the tick if it gets in there, but the Leo 284 is here. Potentially gonna gun it down before that happens. Yeah, it's gonna get into the zone, but it's not gonna be able to capture the full zone, most likely, before being shut down here. Ooh, Leo 283 actually missing, so it will get the capture, but more than 200 points, which is enough for the victory here. Not gonna be able to capture down here, as the BO's gonna prevent that. The Lars moving around as well. And yeah, Rover CP still around here. Might even allow for +1 for a couple of seconds. CV, Leo actually moving out here. That might be the only problem for Tanner here. Okay, finds the kill there. Only +1 for Tiberius. If it would have been a +2, there might have been just barely a potential for a draw. But that's not gonna happen now. Leo will make it to the south here as well to stop the tick completely, or even capture it back as the Rover does fall. And yeah, Tiberius just collapsing here in the end of the game. Leo 284 is barely enough. Big fight over here. Massive kills by the Milan Fuchses. Really great play there with those by Tanner. What a massive game here by these two veterans of the Warno scene. Tanner really with some clever plays here, getting the W just barely over Tiberius Rancor. M48's here cleaning up house as well. Only 1 minute remaining. It's a +1 for Tanner again. Leo 185 gonna go over here now, and yeah, Tiberius Rancor does surrender, and GG VP here in the end. Tanner with 1,600 points extra as well. Really great W for the German player here. And that was